Hello everyone, we made it to the desert floors, and we are at PT Sierra. This is where all the new content starts that got added during 1.0. However, in order to upgrade the production terminal here at Sierra, we're gonna need some carbon frames. And well, in order to get that, we ultimately have to unlock stuff in X-Ray and Victor. Especially since we're gonna need carbon powder, and that is unlocked in X-Ray. And I wanna start with some of that today. Let's get the easiest out of the way. That is upgrading X-Ray. That requires 50 iron and copper slabs, which we got. Next up it wants relay circuits and 500 ceramic parts. Alright, well yikes. You know, carbon powder isn't that bad. Plant matter or plant matter fiber. Now we can also use regular ingots in order to create slabs. And of course also the other way around if we fresh them. We ran out of cores somehow. Alright, we learned an alternate recipe for making clay. Limestone and shiverthorn extract will create probably quite a lot of it, as that is how these alternates seem to go. Alright, it creates less. That is kind of interesting. Right, so I've already set up a system to create ceramic tiles. However, we're of course gonna be needing ceramic parts. It seems like one furnace just isn't fast enough. So there is something else I want. We're gonna need it regardless. So these stack inserters, they're pretty good. We probably need more of those in order to keep this whole operation running at a decent pace. However, they require electric motors. So we're gonna have to work towards that for a second. We're gonna need some of that anyway. It requires just a lot of ceramic parts, which is what we're trying to create, as well as electric frames. I'm gonna do most of this by hand for right now. Now we will have to set up a more automatic way of doing things. And I'm thinking of using admin for that, because it has a really nice open location. But there's a couple things I want before we really start working on making an automatic crafting room, and that is the stack filters. Because otherwise, we're not going to have enough space around the elevator, because the regular stack inserters, they are really slow. Right, with that, as well as the motors, we can create a couple of these. It creates 8 at a time, which is really nice. That's why you want to do it in the assembler tier 2s. Alright, with these better ones, look at the clay flow. Now it goes really fast in there. It actually is able to keep up. This isn't as much, which is kind of annoying. I'm actually wondering, right, if I just smooth that out, because there's only one kind of item that can go in there. Yeah, I was kind of afraid that would happen. That's why we need the filtered version. Because this is also creating this Kindlevine extract, it grabs that first, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna split it up into 2 smelters. It's just gonna go too slow otherwise. Alright, while we're waiting, I'm gonna change out one of the recipes here for conveyor mark 3s. That also requires electric motors though, sadly. But I am making a couple here. I don't want to make too many. We only need 750 in total. So I don't really want to overshoot that much. That way we can finally move on with Victor. Because we've been stuck on this quest for a while now. And there we go, we have enough. So let's take all this stuff out. Let's go over to Victor, upgrade this bad boy finally. The tier 6. Next up, 10 relays. Come on, we have 9 of them, man. And 5 Mark II assemblies.
One more upgrade to go before we max this terminal out, Breaker.
Oh yeah. It also gave us a ton of blue cores because we have a blue core optimizer. Alright, so clearly we're also going to need a bunch of relay circuits. I don't think those were that expensive. For memory, those just cost the advanced electronics. These ones, the advanced circuits. And yes, it did. Takes 50 of them though. And it's really damn slow. But it makes 4 of them, so that's nice. Alright, as a little side note, this alternate schematic one, I've been doing some reading on this quest, and it seems to be broken. Like it was broken a year ago, so I guess it's still broken. It seems like the thing that is not working on it, though, is simply the percentage from a couple posts that I read. So I'm hoping if I just do this, set the clay up with the alternate recipe, store it into a box, eventually that will tick itself off. The reason I'm using the Mark 1s instead of the Mark 2 is because that is specifically the picture it shows, as well as the name it provides in the quest. So I'm not sure if the Mark 2s will work here. Might be some lost, but shiverthorn and limestone are not that expensive. Alright, the first set of relay circuits were finished in the meantime. That really took a while though. I think we actually have everything already, right? To level up Victor again. Unless the power is not in the system yet, which it is. And there we go, final upgrade for the production terminal, Victor.
Amazing work, Breaker. You've maxed this terminal out. Between this, PT X-Ray, and the freight elevator, you've done all you can here. And if you haven't even fixed the freight elevator yet, you are my kind of groundbreaker.
Well, we did fix the freight elevator. Oh, well, I guess we're done on Victor then. That's a expensive upgrade. That was 200 blue cores. These are also really expensive. But I think the monorail capacity we kind of need for later. Ooh, a couple upgrades for our power. I'm not sure how useful that will be per se, because we already have quite a lot, but hey, can't help to make it better. Alright, so we're basically just gonna need a couple hundred of these cores. From what it looks like, we need 710 in total. So this blue core production better be working bloody overtime. Alright, we got the 500 ceramic parts. Let's upgrade X-ray. And I think this was the final upgrade? That it was.
You've maxed PT X-ray Outbreaker. Nothing left to do now but enjoy all that good stuff at the top of the tech tree. Nice work.
Well, hell yeah. We are gonna need a ton more cores, that's for damn sure. The blast smelting upgrades, those are really good to get before we really start getting into the blast smelting in our smelting hub. But finally, stack filter inserters, man. Alright, and we unlocked an alternate recipe for the relays, processor arrays, cooling systems, as well as Atlantium slabs. So it's not something we're gonna do right now, but it is something on the list. However, this wasn't the only thing I wanted to accomplish. Oh sweet, we can actually make a few of them already. You know, let's make all of them. We're gonna want them anyway. Yeah, as I said, this isn't the only thing I wanted to make and do. I wanted to start creating some excavator bit Mark Vs. Now these are kind of expensive, not only requiring steel frames, which probably isn't the worst to be honest. The bits themselves, you know, the Mark IVs, definitely not that bad. We have tons of those. Now with the thrashers, they can be kind of a hassle. However, now that we're creating some relay circuits and motors, well, we created some, I'm not creating them anymore. Let's start working on creating some more bits. My god, those go slow. I think I'll hold off on making the cores for now, because I was planning to do that, but seeing as we're gonna need the relay circuits and motors, and we still need like an absolute ton of these blue cores, I think it will probably be smarter to hold off on that for a second, and let this thing fill up with cores. You know, luckily we don't actually need that many of these drill bits, because that actually took a long time. Also, how far off are we on the Mark 6? Not that far, but I imagine it's gonna take a lot of the newer resources, so I'm not sure how easy it will be to produce it. I'm looking at the tech tree real quick. It seems like gold ore is gonna become a thing very soon, which is another smelter spot, basically. But also sesamite ingots, and that is a little farther off. So we're gonna have to make quite a big expansion to our smelting system. Well, the first of the drill bits are finished, heck yeah. We can slap those in already. This upgrade sounds pretty interesting, as it enables the ability to incinerate basic materials with the smelter. Now I wonder if that means we place one down. If we put in... I would like to get some quicklime actually, which I don't think we're actually putting into the system. But you know, gravel will work because it also showed on the recipe. Yeah, this will create carbon powder. And I'm pretty sure... Now I will be getting some quicklime because I just want to know for 100% fact. It is, and it is creating carbon powder. I'm pretty sure that took 20 off that. So then we have another use for the quicklime, because we are producing quite a lot of it. And currently I set up a real quick carbon powder factory right here, but it uses the blast furnace, which I'm never really a big fan of, because it basically wastes a bunch of explosives. And eventually, you know, we have tier 3 smelters, which are fully electric. We're actually not far off on that either. It's like tier 2. Yeah, it is in tier 2 on Sierra. My god, it uses 500 carbon powder to make carbon powder bricks. 4 of them. Maybe this isn't such a fast way after all. That only created 1? Okay, maybe it really isn't a fast way. Alright, interesting. So we can also basically just blast anything into the... well, blast smelter, and it will create carbon powder. That could be a very good way of just trashing a bunch of items, especially since we have a bunch of like drill bits that we need to get rid of. I think with that, we'll destroy all of this, and I'm gonna make some beautiful little upgrades to our smelting system with these stack filters. Look at it go, look at all that copper, man. Now this will definitely have to be replaced as well, but I literally think we can just tear out most of this and replace it with only 2 of them. How's the copper looking now? It's not fast enough. Alright, what is the problem with the copper? Why is it not fast enough? It's not producing it fast enough. Well, ultimately, I don't think we can fix that right now. We would have to put on, I think, at least 2 more drills. And I don't have the stuff on me to make tier 2 drills at the moment. But that's something that would need to be upgraded. But at least, you know, it's possible to get more copper, so that's good. Let's go check out iron ore as well. See how that is doing. That is overflowing. That has the complete opposite issue here. Oh, that's because it's not pulling it out fast enough. Yeah, then we can definitely upgrade that. Alright, there we go. We got a bunch of iron flowing now. Alright, it looks like it's pulling it out faster than it can produce now. And we will, of course, do the same with the limestone, which is now being pulled out way faster than it can put it in there. That's because I think we only have 1 limestone line. Oh, it seems to be fine, though, for now. But we're definitely going to have to upgrade that. You know what, let's upgrade this one as well, even though we're not producing nearly enough of the mixture yet. Yeah, we're definitely not producing enough Landlandium mixture if it only gives 1 at a time. We can definitely fix up the back part here now. But first, we'll have to set up the crafting hub so it can actually go somewhere. And that is what we're going to be doing in the next episode. So, I'm thinking of placing it down here because there's a large open location. So we can have an upper layer. I flattened this out a bit. We can have like a bottom layer as well. And if necessary, we can always dig farther down. But we'll see how all that's going to go in the next one. So for now, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all then. Bye everyone.